In this video, I'm going to show you how I use the Faderfox EC4 MIDI controller paired up with the Deluge to be a live performance instrument. In the EC4, we have different setups. The setup I'm using here is my Deluge setup. Within that, you can have 16 groups. So I've set up a group for volume, filters, reverbs, delays, and FX. And then I have 8 tracks here. What I'm going to do is actually show you how I've mapped out the different controllers. So if I go into my volume group, what I've done is I've mapped the pad and bass volume. So we've got our first 2 tracks here. So you can see if we go to volume and I turn this, you can see the volume adjusting there. Similarly, if I go into bass, we go over to the volume here, you can see it's adjusting. Now I'm going to show you how you actually go about assigning these different controls. So here we have the beat kit, which is the kind of main drum rhythm in the track. And so we have our kick and 808 kick here at the bottom. We just do Shift Master. And then I press Learn, and I'm going to use this. We just turn beat. We can also do this one here. Press Learn, beat, and we learn it. Now when we play this track here, I'll just take out the chorus and the bass. When I have the volume all the way up, you can hear it playing. The other thing I can do here is assign in reverb and delay amounts. Those are typically very useful to do. So for example, if we go in on the bass and we go to the reverb setting and we choose amount, then I've learned that to the reverb group here, and I go into bass and that'll be the learn to that knob there. So now when I'm actually playing and I want to adjust the reverb, it's very easy just to do this, and you can see here the reverb is dialing up and down. I like to assign special effects to each track, so ones that make sense I put here in the FX group. And so for example, on the, I think on the chords, I'm using a phaser type, and what I do is I adjust the feedback level. So you see here, if I dial the pad, the feedback amount changes. Similarly for the bass line, I think I'm using flanger, yeah. So if we look at the feedback level for the bass, there we go. So we can flange it a little bit while we're playing. Similarly, if we want to learn for the lead, so we could choose, say, the phaser, say what the feedback is here. That's down at 0. Now we can learn it over here. And I think I've also got decimation and bit crush learned. So I'm going to unlearn them there. So now the other neat thing about the EC4 is that these knobs, as well as being rotary encoders, are also push buttons. And so what you can do is you can configure them in the setup to, when you push them, you can send a note, a CC value, you can show value, but the note is very handy. What it'll do is it'll send the note corresponding to whatever the encoder number is. And so I have this set up here in this volume group. Now that means that if I go in here, I can arm individual tracks. So it's just like being able to launch different clip tracks by just pressing these as if I was pressing the buttons. Starting to open up the filter on the drums. I'll go a little bit delay on the bass. Some more reverb on the pad. Playing on the filter now for the lead. Using the bar, you can actually see what the values are, so I can see straight away these are all set pretty high. Well, that track won't win any awards, but it shows you the basic principle of mapping the EC4 onto the various different parameters on the Deluge. This is a really, really good controller for doing that. It's got the screen, so you're able to very quickly set up various groups. You can have different setups stored. I've one for all my different types of devices here, including pedals. Within each setup, you can have 16 setups, and then you, of course, can have different groups. And so each group can either be by verse, chorus, by type of track, or just by function. So you could have all volumes and all filters. It's very, very easy to then see what the settings are, either visually or in numeric form. Hope you found that useful. Please hit like and subscribe for more videos. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.